Patram puspam phalam toyam yo medvaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktu prahyutam ashmami prayatatmanah.
So what's the meaning of this sloka?
So the sloka is, let's say, patram. Patram means leaf. Puspam means flower. And then phalam means fruit. Toyam means water. So here the God explains that when you offer me a leaf, a flower or a fruit with pure devotion, I accept it, and this is what God wants to say in this particular sloka.
And what's the reference to this sloka?
So this particular sloka is from 26th verse of chapter 9, which is also known as Raja Vidya Yoga.
So you are saying that you can give physical things like flower or water or whatever is available, and you have to give it to God with devotion. So I have an understanding what is flower and what is leaf. What it is exactly with bhakti or devotion?
Okay, so in order to explain what is bhakti is actually is the foundation of a spiritual practice, I can say. That we can also explain bhakti as a nature of our love towards the Supreme God or the Almighty.
Yeah, you are talking about like non-physical things, but how can you develop love towards God?
Okay, so as we all believe that there is a superpower which controls over us, so how do we thank or show gratitude towards him? So what we can give him is pure love. So it can be of various forms. Let's say there are 9 defined forms of bhakti, which is also known as Navada Bhakti. So the first one is Shravana, means hearing about God, and the second one is Kirtana, matlab means chanting his name and glory, and the third one is Smarana, which means remembering him, and the fourth one is Pada Sevana, which means serving his lotus feet, and the other one is Archana. Archana means worshipping him in as per the scriptures with a certain process, and then Vandana, prostrating before him, and Dasya means being his servant, and the 8th one is Sakhya means befriending him, and the 9th one can be Atmanivedana, which means offering oneself to him, or we can say surrendering him.
You are saying these are the types of bhakti, but if I apply to the general life, you are explaining like loving someone, right? Like
yes.
If you love somebody, you do most of these things.
Yes.
Yeah, and then loving someone and loving God is same here?
Yes. In my opinion, it is same, because we consider that God is there in everyone. So it is the only the difference in the form, we can say. So as we love God, similarly we can love others as well.
So you are saying like God is everywhere, and like God is in every human being. Yes. And you have to love every human being?
Not exactly. God is there in all the living and non-living things, all around, in the air, in the water, in a human, in a dog. So it doesn't depend. So you can love everything in order to love God. So
like you do puja and those kind of stuff. Some people do every day, and some people like once in a year or sometimes. So doing puja comes under one of these forms, like Nava Bhakta or something, whatever you say.
Yeah, Navada Bhakti. So I would say that in our daily life we are so busy in our careers, in our lifestyles. So they just specify a specific time to offer their devotion towards God in a certain rituals or in a certain way, so they consider it as puja. But however, you can also do it while cycling. You can also recite Bhagwan's name, and you can consider it as namasmaranam, which is also a kind of bhakti you can do. So it depends upon how you incorporate this your devotion, or you can express your devotion towards the God. So it completely depends upon you. So it doesn't have to be fixed in a particular way.
Yeah, but I understand that. But the question is, I have another question. Like your name and my name and most of our Indian names is mostly related to God.
Yes.
And you are saying namasmarana is that if I call somebody, you are literally calling someone.
Yes.
If somebody's name is Rama, you are not calling Rama, you are calling that person.
Yes.
There you are not reminding God, you are just calling that person.
Okay, it is also considered that the name, if you recite it knowingly or unknowingly, but still it is this Bhagwan's name, then that also brings certain kind of positivity to your life. That's why even if we don't remember the particular God when calling to a certain person, but I still have this idea that there is a subconscious energy that comes. That's why they usually keep God's name in our cultural Indian culture in order to remember the Almighty, the Supreme, I can say, Lord of this universe.
Yeah, my point is that like when you are doing puja, you doing it consciously. But
Yes.
when you are calling somebody, like if you call it as namasmarana, that is doing subconsciously or unconsciously.
Yes, yes.
So my question coming back to like there is the bhakti. Where is the bhakti when doing the puja or calling somebody unconsciously?
Okay, so yeah, this is also a good question. I can say that but in my opinion, if you call that person with pure love, that also reaches to God, I guess. So it all depends upon how you recite the particular puja or sloka, or you recite the name of a person who is related to you named by the name of the God.
So you are concluding that you have to give some physical thing to God with devotion, right?
No. So in order to explain this, I will say you in a simple way. Let's say the most general idea or belief is in our real world is like God resides in temple, churches or masjid, but which is not true, as you know. So we don't always have to offer fantasy or fancy things to God in order to fulfill our desires or goals. So it shouldn't be material things sometimes. So there is also a deeper meaning to this particular sloka, which I really wanted to explain that. Our folded hands looks like leaves. So the patram which is meant in this sloka can also be our folded hands. And our heart is like a lotus. So the puspam in this particular sloka can be referred as a lotus or our heart. And wherein the last one says is that toyam. Toyam means water. So offer your tears to God, which can be the best water you can offer to the God. So the overall meaning is that your existence itself you should surrender to Him or offer to the lotus feet. Yeah.
So it don't need to be physical things.
Yes.
All it matters is the devotion.
Yes.
That's what the sloka says.
Yes, absolutely.
On the contrary, like during our Ganesh festivals, they do a lot of hangama and they do a lot of material stuff. I hope people can realize that.